Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. In this video, we are going to discuss about all the important formula which is used in data analytics field in Excel. Okay, here I'm going to discuss you 20 formulas and I'm going to provide you this sheet where all formulas, examples and their descriptions are written, as well as there will be a practice data set available in this sheet. Okay. First of all, let me tell you how can you download this thing. So I'll share this link with you where you will not be able to edit this sheet, but what you can do is just go to file, click on create a copy, and here you can do things. If you are using online Excel, then you can just create a online copy here, or if you already have Excel in your laptop, then you can download a copy. As I'm using MacBook here, so I'm using online version of Microsoft Excel, and the good thing about it is very easily accessible and it's an online thing, so I can share with you and lots of things will happen here. That's why I'm not using offline. Understand one thing, your formulas will be same for online as well as for offline Excel sheets, and your dashboard also will be same. In last lecture we have learned about the dashboard. In this lecture we are going to learn about all the formulas which is important for data analytics. One more thing, if your company is working on Google Sheets, then these formulas will be almost same. One two formula will change. I'll tell you what will be there in the Google Sheets. Okay, so right now this sheet you can download. I'll give link in the description. You'll redirect to our official site where you can read about the this lecture, as well as you can download the data set from there. Okay, so let's get started. Now here first formula is our sum formula. So if you can see this sheet here, there are three columns I have created. First is your formula, second is syntax example, and third is your use/description. Also in this sheet I created a separate tab for a separate formula so that you can practice it along with this. So yeah, this is the proper sheet for this lecture. Okay, so now let's start with our first formula directly. Let's jump to our first formula, which is sum. Okay, so sum is the very basic formula, first formula of your Excel sheet, where you will learn how you can add the things. For example, if you want to like add this unit sold, or if you want to add this unit price, then you just select this range and you will get your summation. For that, the formula is very simple. Here the question is asked is find a total units sold. So you want to add all the total units. For that you can do two things. First is just directly writing here your formula. For example, if you want to write down your sum here, then I am just clicking is equal to, okay, and you're putting your formula, which is SUM. Okay, so see, whenever you are adding any formula, it will be auto shown here, right? After, it's kind of drop down menu for formulas where you can see all the formulas related to sum, SUMIFS, some products, some Q, and lots of formulas. So we are going to learn SUMIF and SUMIFS. Three formulas we are going to learn. Obviously three formulas similar, they'll add up, but some if and some ifs will have some conditions where we are going to learn how we can use those formulas. Okay, now for example, right now so we need only a summation of all the units sold. So I am clicking on this. Okay, now here it is showing you number one, number two. See, the formula is sum. If you can see here, sum, then number one, number two, means you have to select number one, number two, number three, number four, so on. Okay, so we are going to select this 10 values. Okay, 10 values means, see, your formula is starting from E4, which is this one. Okay, and your formula is ending with E10, okay, which is this one. So let me break down this formula for you. Okay, now each and every formula you need to select your ranges. So for that I am going to tell you one thing. Okay, so this is your 4, okay, and this is your E, okay, E column, 4th row. Now let me tell you about one thing which is going to be consistent in this formula sheet or in your Excel thing. For every formula you need to select the range. Now what is the range? Okay, so see, they are asking for unit sold. So for unit sold, this is the range, and this is the range means it is starting from this point, which is E4, and ending at E10. So this is 10 your row, E is your column. So this is your E10. Here you can see your E10 name of box, and this is your E4. Okay, so your formula will be between E10 to E4. Okay, E4 to E10 will be your formula. And if you see here, it is written here sum of E4 to E10. Okay, so this is your range for the summation. Okay, and the formula syntax is very simple. If you go here, see, this is your sum of A1 to A10, means you are doing sum of your sum range. Okay, so this range is you need to mention over here. If you see, most of the formula is having your range. See, some formula is having A1 to A10 range, average is having range, your count is having range, count A is having range, mean, max. Then if it's something different, you need to select some ranges, but it will not be showing here. Okay, then your this formula is for cell. If cell, now here you can see the two things are there. First is your range, and second is your value. So there will be combination of multiple things, but most of the your formulas will have some range. Okay, see, SUMIF is having range, COUNTIF is having range, VLOOKUP is having your range, XLOOKUP is having your range. Then for left, right, and these formulas there is no range. Okay, these all formulas are independent. Okay, so these formula where the range is not mentioned, those will be limited to your cell. Means if you want to calculate the value of single cell, then these formulas will be used. But wherever there will be a range, there, that means you are dealing with multiple columns or multiple your cells. Okay, now let's understand each and everything. Okay, so this is your finally sum. So sum is 51. Okay, you can write this formula here also. For example, if you want to write your answer here, so is equals to, if you are calculating sum, then you are putting sum as a formula. So whenever you are writing this, either you can select this thing directly from here, or what you can do, you can simply just writing SUM sum. Okay, and you can press tab, so your formula will be written over here directly. It will show you the formula description over here, so you don't need to probably learn each and everything by heart. You should know which formula you are going to learn, and remaining things will be shown here. So for example, it is showing if you want to do sum, then you need to select number 1, number 2. So we are selecting number 1, number 2 like that, and we are clicking on enter. So this is our formula, this is our answer. Okay, so 51 is our answer. So this question is solved. Like that you can do with multiple things. You just ask ChatGPT to create multiple data set for it, and it will give you, and you can practice this thing. Next formula is our average, where we are going to learn how to find the average. So it is asking us to find the average of unit price. Okay, so this is our unit price. Okay, and we need to average it out. Now let me tell you, if you don't want to calculate anything, if you want to summarize something, then there is one shortcut for this. Okay, now in last question they ask us summation of your units sold. Okay, so if I'm selecting this range only, no, so here you will get your sum is 51. If you see, our answer is 51. Okay, so for these small things you don't need to apply any formula. This is just for your practice. Okay, number second is, if you're talking about your average, see here arrow is there, just click on this and you will find your everything. This is average is 7.2857 something is there. Okay, count, your numerical count, your minimum value, maximum value, and your summation, all things are given over here. Okay, but you should know this formula, that's why I am explaining this thing to you. So summation and your average formula will be almost same. For that you need to just click on x equals to, then you need to write AV. Okay, after writing AV you will find this average as a formula, or you can directly write average spelling and then just click on it, and you need to select similar thing of your range. For example, for some we have selected unit source from, so in this sheet it was E4 to E10. Now we are discussing about this unit price. Okay, so it will start from your G4 and it will end on your G10. Here the table is placed on different cells, so your formula here will start from F. Okay, F3. okay, to F9. Okay, so I am writing here the formula average, then I'm selecting our unit prices over here, okay, and pressing on enter. So this is your unit average price. So this is your unit average price or average unit price. As we have seen here, if you want to check the average directly, so you can just click here. Okay, sorry. You can just click here and you will get to know your average 221.42. So see here, same value is there. Okay, and now as we have seen this in last lecture, you can minimize this decimal things from here, so it will be your 221, your unit price. Most of the reports or your analysis will not need any decimal points. If the value is like this 0.754, then you need that a decimal pointers. Otherwise you don't need a decimal point and the numbers which are having multiple digits after the decimal point. Okay, whenever you are dealing with hundreds and thousands, then you don't need those decimal points. Okay, so your average unit price will be a 221. Okay, now next is our count function, which is we are going to understand. First of all, let me tell you there are two formulas. First is your count formula, number second is your count A formula. Now what is the difference between two formulas? Count formula will be applicable only for a numeric values. So here if you can see your column B, column E and column F, these are the numeric value columns. Let me highlight these columns in different colors. So these are your numeric values. So if you want to calculate anything from these, then so these will be your values where you can use your count as a formula. Okay, let me show you. So it is asking me count total orders. So here you can see these are order IDs. So if you count these, then it will be 7 orders. Okay, but in help of formula, how you are going to count this thing, you just need write count, okay, and the select the range. Okay, so it will give you answer which is 7. Now you need to calculate the categories which they have ordered. So there are total orders which is 7. Okay, and you are selecting count A. Okay, and here you are selecting category, so it is giving you answer as a 7 because these are 7 categories from which they have order. Okay, this is not a unique thing. If you want to calculate unique, I'll tell you that also, but before that let's understand. See, if you are using count to find values of non-numeric numbers, then it will throw as a 0. So these are 0. Okay, if you calculate this, but if you are calculating the numeric value, then it will show you some number. So for count, it will be only for numeric, and this will be for non EMPT cells. So now understand this. Okay, but if you, for example, if I am adding here count A, okay, and I am using one more formula which is for order ID. So see, it is showing you number 7 for it. Okay, so if you are using a count A formula, then it will show you for everything, whether it's a non-numeric value or a numeric value. Okay, it will exclude all empty cells, remaining cells it will count. But if you are using count function only, then it will show you only numeric values. It will count only numeric values. Okay, this is the difference between two formulas. Okay, now let's understand count unique order categories ordered. Now what we are going to do is we can see here categories. Okay, number of cells are 7. Okay, but if you just calculate unique categories, then stationery is there, electronics is there, and kitchen is there. Only 3 categories are there which are unique, but here it is showing 7. But if you want to calculate only unique values, then what you'll use count A. Okay, in under that you will use unique. Okay, and under that you will select your range, you will close the bracket and you will close second bracket. Now this, understand this thing. Okay, I'm zooming. This is okay. See this. This is your first bracket. Okay, which is count A. This is your first bracket. Okay, this thing is your first bracket. Okay, you are closing this first bracket is here. Okay, but under count A there is one more formula which is here. Okay, so you need to close the bracket properly. If you remove this bracket, okay, so this formula will be half formula. See, it is showing you in red. So for that, if you want to close your formula, you need to add one more bracket and you need to click on enter. So there are three categories, unique categories you can see here. Okay, there are three unique categories. So this is your formula for unique. Okay, so I'm adding this is formula for unique. So basically in count you will find multiple formulas. Number one will be your normal count formula where you will count the numeric values only. Number second will be your count A formula where you will count non-empty cells. Okay, any value can be there. It can be a numeric value or it can be a characteristic for value. Okay, third is if you want to find a unique value, then you will write count A formula first. Inside that you will put unique condition, and after unique you will mention the sum and you will close both the brackets. Okay, after closing that you will get your unique value answer. Okay, so I hope you understood this thing, and let's see our next formula, which is our mean and max. This is most important and most easy formula. Okay, so here you need to find minimum unit price. Your unit price is here and you need to find a minimum unit price here. You can find it from here also. Just click here. It is showing 15 as your minimum value. Okay, so I am writing formula for this. This is again like a sum or your average formula is equals to, you are writing here, which is your MIN. So this is your mean. See, it is showing returns the smallest value and ignores logical values. Okay, so I'm clicking here and I am just selecting the range over here. Okay, and clicking on enter. See, it is showing 15. So 15 your less value. You can just do one more thing here. You can just put your conditional formatting. Okay, just going to your color bars and you are clicking here. See, here 15 is the lowest value and 800 is your highest value. Okay, but you cannot use this thing when you have millions of rows. Okay, so for that you will use this formula. For max is opposite to mean. Just put a max as a formula. Okay, returns the largest value, so just select your range. Okay, and 800 is your maximum value. Okay, so these are multiple things to find out these values. This is again very easy formula. Next is your if. Now this is most important, most used and most complicated formula for most of the people who don't understand how to use this. If formula is very easy. Okay, and we are going to learn it. So for that, let's understand what is this. Okay, so if formula we are using to satisfy any condition. Okay, now here I think you can simply read this thing. If A2 is your cell, for example this is your A2. Okay, and this is your A. Now let's take an example of these two values, so 120 and 100. Now I am writing same formula over here which is mentioned over here, so I am copy pasting over here just. Okay, and instead of A, what I am putting here is, instead of A I am putting Q, because we are having value in Q section, and this will be a Q6. So okay, okay, so for example also, so what we are going to say here is, if Q6, which is our 120, is higher than 100, then put high. If our Q6 is lower than 100, then put it as a low. Now here we are not saying lower than. If that condition did not satisfy, for example, if Q6 is greater than 100, then you will write high. If it is not, then write low. Okay, when I'll click on enter, then it will be a high. Okay, then if I am dragging this formula here, see, it is not greater than 100. it is not a greater than 100. You should know these things. Less than, okay, less than and equal to, then greater than, and greater than and equal to. So these are multiple things. Okay, now if you are putting here greater than and equal to, then your answer will be high. If, now again understand this, if your Q7 is greater than or equal to 100, then your answer will be high. Okay, if it is greater than and equal to 100, then it will be high. If it is not, then it will be lower. So I hope you understood this thing. Now see the syntax, it's very simple. If we are putting, okay, now returns true or false value based on condition. So basically, if what you want to do, you want to do first is your logical test, means you need to put a condition. Maybe it can be less than, or it can be less than or equal to, it can be anything. It can be a greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. It can be any condition that you need to put here. Okay, this is your first condition. Then you will put, if the condition satisfy, means if the condition is true, what do you want to replicate? Okay, if the condition is false, what you want to replicate? Okay, now let me show you this doing with our example. First is, it is asking us to check bulk orders, and bulk orders will be if it is more than 4 units. So if your units are more than 4, then your answer will be a bulk order. So I am writing here, okay, bulk orders. Okay, just formatting. Okay, now what I want, let me show you with the formula. So I am writing here if, okay, if unit sold is greater than 4, then what I want yes, or I want no. Okay, now here what I'll do, I'll put double inverted comma and I'll put enter. Okay, now see, total unit sold are greater than 4, that's why it's coming yes. Okay, and I am dragging this formula. See, 3 orders are no because it's lesser than 4. 3 orders, see, 3 orders are no because these orders are not greater than 4 units. Okay, that's why it is no. So in this way you can use your if formula. I'll give more examples to solve. Okay, I'll add more examples to solve here, so you can practice with this thing. Now let's jump to the next formula, which is our SUMIF or COUNTIF. Okay, now this is again a simple formula I am going to tell you, but you need to practice it, then you will able to understand it. Okay, now let's understand our first question, which is total units sold in stationery. For that I am writing a formula. Okay, now first of all understand the question, what is total units sold in stationery? So this is your stationery, okay, and you need to calculate your unit sold. So this is your unit sold and this is your category. So you need to find a stationery category. So these are your stationery categories, which I am going to highlight over here. Okay, and you need to calculate this unit sold over there. Okay, so these things you need to calculate here. Simply you can calculate and your answer is 42. Okay, but how you will solve this with the formula? So for that you will write SUMIF. Okay, now here you can see you need to select your range. Now how I'll select your range? So first of all you will select your criteria. So this is asking you to select range, criteria and some range. Now let's understand this thing first. So first of all, your criteria. So our criteria is the category should be a stationery. So comma, okay, this category should be a stationery. So in double inverted comma I am writing a stationery spelling. So this will be your condition. Okay, First will be your range, then you will be criteria or condition, and third will be what you want to calculate. Sum range will be your unit sold, and I am entering here. Okay, so your answer is 42. Let's understand it again. First you need to select your range. Okay, so where you want to find, okay, your condition, where you want to find a stationery in category, so you are selecting that first. Then what you want to find, what will be your criteria, which will be your stationery thing. Okay, stationery you are writing in words. So and you are, what do you want, sum of units. So if I talk this in normal language, so you are asking Excel to find stationery in D3 to D9 range. So you are asking Excel to find the stationery in this range, and you are asking Excel to sum of your unit sold thing. Okay, so this is all about this formula, and you are clicking on enter. So this will be your answer. So 42 is your answer. So total 42 units sold in a stationery category. Okay, now it is asking for count how many times pen was sold. For that, again you will use your formula, which is COUNTIF. Now here you need to select your range. Okay, so again range will be our product. Okay, so I am selecting product because pen is available in product. Okay, I am selecting range and then comma and then your criteria. What you are finding pen. So I am writing pen in double inverted comma. Okay, and I am closing the bracket, and here we go. So your pen was sold 2 times, which is here and here. Okay, so your pen is sold 2 times, and that's why you are getting this answer. So SUMIF and COUNTIF. So these are 2 things you are going to see here. Okay, so these are 2 formulas, and which will be very important for you. You will learn this throughout your data analytics journey. Your SUMIFs and COUNTIFs will be very important formulas for you. Okay, there are again some ifs and COUNTIFs formula that I can tell you actually. See, those formula will be there for multiple conditions. For example, if I am writing it SUMIFS. Okay, so here it is asking you need to select the sum range. For example, I am selecting the sum range over here. Okay, comma, I am giving is criteria. What is the criteria? So your criteria will be let me give you some other criteria. Okay, your criteria range will be your category. Okay, and where you need to find stationery. Okay, then you can put one more criteria over here, that which will be product. What product in stationery, what product you want. So in stationery I want to find notebook. Okay, so I am writing here notebook. Okay, and I am closing this bracket. Okay, let's cross check this. So you want to sum. For this I am doing reverse thing because I want to explain this formula. So here you are finding of notebook sold in stationery category. This will be your question, and for that you are writing this formula. So for that, what you are doing, you are asking to find the unit price sum of the category stationery where notebooks are sold. So here are 2 conditions. Firstly, you are asking them to find the sum of units price. Okay, then you are asking to find the category which will be stationery. Then you are asking to find product which will be notebook. So these 3 conditions will be there. Earlier when you are talking about this sum if condition, there were only 1 condition, which is 2 condition, which is find the sum and find the category. So two conditions were there. Here you are putting 3 conditions. In this formula you can put multiple conditions. So yeah, you can use this formula also. Similar with count, if you want to count multiple things with multiple categories, criterias, then you can use count ifs. Now let's understand next function, which is concat or text join. So here we don't have any question for concat. So let me explain you what is concat. When you want to join two things, two cells, then we'll use concat. Let me show you. So concat I'm using is concat. Okay, so I want to join Alice, the customer name, with their category, with the product I'm entering this. So Alice Smith stationery pen. Okay, now if I want to add something, so I'll add here a double inverted comma dash, okay, comma, double inverted comma dash, comma. So it is giving me Alice Smith dash stationery dash pen. So this is to just use this operation. You can add space over here. Okay, this will help you to clean your data. I'm sure about it, because I use this on daily basis. Now next function is TEXTJOIN, and it works as concat only. So how it works, let me show you. So the formula is different, but the work will be same. Okay, now let me explain the formula here. So here I'm writing is equals to, then I'm writing text join. Okay, now delimiter means whatever symbol or whatever text you want to put, just use your double inverted comma. Okay, now here I am putting dash. Okay, then I'm giving a double inverted comma again, then simple comma. Now it's true or false. Now here true means ignore empty cells, it will not include any empty cell, and here false means including empty cells, it will include the empty cells. Okay, so right now I'm like going with true. Okay, then comma. Now this is dash, I want to put between two names. So first will be my Alice Smith, and I want to show that he has bought pen. Okay, so I'm giving first text comma second text. Okay, I want to give for multiple, so I can select third one also. Okay, and I'm clicking entering. See, here you can see this is Alice Smith dash pen dash stationery. Means here you can put multiple things, but you need to add a dash twice, thrice, first. But here if you want to do this thing with multiple text, then you need to use this formula. Here you will just use only once, your delimiter will be once, and then you can put multiple times your text. So this formula is best if you have 100 keywords or 100 text cells and you want to put dash in between. So you don't need to do this for each and every text or cell. You need to put it at start, then just put true or false. If you having empty cells, then put it as a false. If you having all the non-empty cells, then go for true. Then you just add your text. You can add more text. Let me show you. For example, if I want to put this text, okay, I'm putting this. Then after that, if I want to put electronics, bottle, kitchen, okay, so it will add dash after each and every word or each and every cell. Okay, so this is the use of text join. So both formulas are useful. You can use those in your daily task. Okay, next is XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. These are most important and mostly asked questions in your interviews and in your daily life as an analyst. Okay, so you should know XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. How we are going to use it, that you should know. Okay, now let me tell you what is XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. So these two questions are here. Okay, now first question is find order for order ID 103. So your order ID is 103. Okay, and you need to find the product for it. So how you'll find? For example, this table is so long, you can't do that thing. So you will use a formula here. You will use a VLOOKUP. Okay, VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP is vertical lookup. Okay, and second formula is XLOOKUP, means horizontal lookup. Now VLOOKUP is lookup value, what value you are looking for. So we are looking for 103, so you are selecting 103 first, comma, then table array. Okay, now here you need to select a table. Now how you will select? So 103 it's from B, so I am going to select the whole table. Okay, comma, now I am going to select column index number. Now this is the thing where you need to mention in what value you want in return. So it is asking find a product for order ID. So you need product. So this is your first column, second column. So second column. So you are looking for a product which is in second column. So you will write here too. I'll explain this again. Don't worry. Okay. Then you need to add what if the value is there. So approximate match. If you find that value, then you want true. If you don't want exact match, then it will be a false, but definitely it will be in true. Okay, so I'm adding true here and I'm closing the bracket, and this will be your value. Okay, so mouse is the product for order 103, right? So mouse is your order. Now let me go for one more question. So find the date, sale date for order number 104. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll write formula again, which is VLOOKUP. Okay, a lookup value is 103. Okay, we are going to find for 104. I'll show you how it will work, how you can change the values. Okay, now I am telling you, you need to find a value, you need to find sale date for any of the order ID. Okay, that I'm looking. So you need to select table array. So I have selected this table. Okay, then I am putting comma, then you need to select column index. Column index means number of that column from the first column that you have selected. So this is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and this will be your sixth column. Okay, so sixth column, comma, now you want exact value which it should be get back to your answer. So you are putting true here and I'm selecting enter. Okay, so this is not a date format. For this thing I can do one thing, I'll change the format of the number. I am going to change this with the date and short date. Okay, so this is the date, this is the right date, 3/1/2025, 3/1/2025. Okay, which is 103. Now if I want to find for 106, so I'll just put 106 as a number, it will change here. If I want to change, then I'll put 106 as a number and it will change. Are you getting? So this is the VLOOKUP that we are using, and it's the easiest form for finding the values. Okay, VLOOKUP means a vertical lookup. Vertical lookup means finding a value in a table. Okay, so like that you can do for another examples. Let me give you one more example, which is for 102. Okay, so you need to find the customer name for 102 order number. Okay, so for that I am writing VLOOKUP. Okay, you need to find this value, okay, in this table. So I am selecting this table, comma, what I am doing, I am putting the column number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, so I am putting 7, comma, will be true. Okay, enter. So Bob Johnson is the name for 102 order, which is correct. Okay, so in this way you need to find your answers using VLOOKUP. Okay, now let's learn about XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP is also a similar thing. It is easier than XLOOKUP. Now let me show you how it works. Now let's run XLOOKUP. So XLOOKUP, one question is there, unit sold of bottle. So I'm copy pasting bottle here, okay, so that we can use the formula, and for that I'm doing XLOOKUP. Okay, for XLOOKUP I am selecting the lookup value. Lookup value means the value which we want to find in the table. Okay, then next is our lookup array again. Now we need to find this in this column, which is bottle. Okay, so in this column we are finding it, comma, return array. Now array means, just understand this, array means your column. Okay, lookup array means where you want to find a value, and your return array will be from where you want the value. Okay, so this is your product column where you are finding value, and then return array means what you want in return. We want in return which is units sold, so we are selecting units sold. Okay, and closing the bracket and pressing enter. This is for which is correct. Okay, now how easy it is, let me tell you. So basically, if you want to find anything, then you will, let's put up this formula again, XLOOKUP. Okay, what do you want to find? You want to find mouse, so I am writing here mouse. Okay, comma, where you want to find, you want to find in product, so I am clicking here product, and what you want as an outcome, you want customer name. Yeah, so Charlie Green is your mouse customer. Okay, who is shopping for mouse. Okay, so yeah, so this is the use of XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. Now don't worry about this XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. I'm going to explain in detail with the project, because we are not going to stop only with the concepts, we are going to solve projects also. XLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, everything I'm going to explain you. Also in next lecture we'll have pivot tables where I'm going to explain you XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP, both things, because XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP are the thing which you are going to learn in SQL also. In SQL there is one concept called joins, where you will learn to join the tables. This is also a kind of join the tables thing. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you, just work on these things. I am going to explain this in detail. In detail means properly with project, as well as in next lecture we'll solve some examples. Okay, so yeah, this is the one kind of question, this is the one kind of function where you'll use VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. Okay, I hope you understand this thing. One more thing is VLOOKUP is vertical. Now this thing, if I transpose this, let me transpose this, paste, transpose rows and columns. So I'm transposing this. Okay, now same question will solve. Find the product for 106, which is pen. Okay, now I'm writing here VLOOKUP. Okay, we are finding 106 as a value, where we are finding in this thing. Okay, comma, and we want to we are finding in table. Okay, so I'm selecting this table, correct, comma, from here we want to find a product is on second, so I'm dropping it second, and it will be true, and I am clicking the answer. So it is showing me 50, right? See, it is not working because it's meant to be for vertical, not for rows. Now I am writing same thing for XLOOKUP. So this is XLOOKUP. We want to find 106, where we want to find in this row, comma, and what you want in pack. So we want category, and boom. Yeah, the answer is pen, right? And the correct answer is pen. So VLOOKUP will work on only vertical things. XLOOKUP will work for vertical as well as horizontal. In my opinion, apart from my interviews or other things, I will always use XLOOKUP because it's super easy. No need to calculate column and everything. Just put your lookup value, comma, where you want to find that column and what you want back that column. These three things, and you are sorted with XLOOKUP or VLOOKUP. My idea to memorize the formula is very simple. What I am looking for, where I am looking for, what I want. Three things. So your formula will be XLOOKUP in bracket, what you are looking for, which is your value, comma, where you are looking for that column. Third will be from what column you want a value. That will be your third thing, and you will get the answer. This is very simple, which is XLOOKUP. Okay, so I hope you understood this thing. Let's talk about next thing, which is left and right. Now this is again a very easy thing to understand. Okay, now so I used to work with last company, and I was an analyst over there, marketing analyst, and I used to clean the data for a WhatsApp marketing team where we used to clean up the numbers which are wrong. Okay, in that thing, I used to do one more thing, which is clean up the data. So we were working for India, and the number used to be look like plus 91. So I'm showing you plus 91 plus 92 plus 93. Okay, this kind of numbers used to be there. Okay, so for now I am adding just random numbers. Okay, like this, like this, like this. Okay, so we used to add number, means we used to have number like this. Yeah, we used to choose number like this, and we want to choose only India numbers. So if you know, Indian number will start with 91. Now how I will filter this column, because this will be having almost 1 million plus rows, right? Then I will not do this manually. So what I will do, I will use a left option for this. Okay, so I'm writing here left. Okay, left, I'm clicking here, and comma, I will type 2. So what it will give me, it will give me a first two numbers like this. I will do for it. Okay, and then I will filter a column like this. I'm showing you for example. So I'll filter this. Okay, I will select all non-91 numbers. Okay, I will delete all the columns, all the rows which are there for 92, 93. Apart from 91, whatever it is there, it is a scrap data for me. I don't want that data, so I'll delete that data from my Excel sheet. Obviously I'll make a copy of original and then I will delete. Okay, so for this use, you will use these things. Okay, this will be a multiple use cases, so I am telling you just one use case which I use in my real life. Okay, so in that sense you can do multiple things. For example, you want to, from this category names, you want to select first 3 letters. So you are clicking here, you are writing which is your left. Okay, left, you want first 3 letters from this, and you are putting yes. So you are getting first 3 letters from this thing. Okay, similarly you can do for right. If you want last 2-3 letters, then you can do it. So yeah, 3 letters you can do it. Now you'll ask me why we are using right. So right you can use for multiple things. For example, if you have 1 2 3 kind of numbers like this, and you was last 3 numbers, last 4 number, let's say last 4 numbers you want to, you are writing left. Okay, last 4 numbers, right? Sorry, this will be a right actually. Okay, now use case of this is very simple. Have you seen your credit card numbers? Whenever you will get message on your phone number, they'll hide your first few numbers, almost 12 numbers. They'll show you last 3 to 4 numbers to you only. Okay, because they want to make the privacy thing, they want to like don't break their privacy thing. That's why they will show you this credit card number has made this transaction and etc things. They will hide your starting number with star star star. Okay, so yeah, this kind of use cases will be there for you to use this left and right in your Excel sheets. Okay, now let's learn about next thing, which is lane and trim. So lane and trim is again very easy. So basically lane will use for calculating the letters present in your cell. Okay, so if you see this, it's very simple. So see this, how it works. So basically this is your text 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So this is the length of your characters in your cell. If you want to calculate that, you will use the formula which is length. Now next is our trim. So for trim we'll use to cut out our white spaces. Let's say if you are having name which is here Bob, and 1 2 3 4 5 6, for example 5 spaces are there, it will remove 4 spaces, 1 space will be there. Now let me explain you. So for example, if I am writing tree, okay, and I am removing the spaces, okay, just write a tree and just select the cell, press enter. See, only one cell space is there. Okay, if you do formula, apply formula, then it will be a normal, it will remove these spaces between the names or whatever it is there. Okay, so this is the use of len and tree. Okay, now let's understand this formula. This formula is today. So basically, if you want to automate something, some sheet where you want to change the value according to the date, today's date, so here you can write directly today. Okay, this is today. Okay, just close the bracket and enter it. So this is today's date, 8/10/2025. Yeah, so this is 10 August 2025. Now one more thing, which is now. Okay, now, so now you just close the bracket and here. So it will show you date plus time. For that you need to do what? You need to change it to date and time, so which is long date. Okay, sorry, which will be date and time. So you need to go for more numbers and here you will find, yeah, this one. See, date and time. So right now it's 8/10/25, 5:54 p.m. Now we'll wait for 5:55 p.m. so that we'll refresh the page. So whenever you want to do something automation kind of thing where you want your sheet to change dates and time automatically, then you need to use these two functions. And this is important. Sometimes you'll find that it is important, sometimes you will not use this function. Now it's almost 5:55, so let me refresh the page. See, it's 5:55 now, it's already changed. So similarly it will change. One more like thing is there. If you want to play with this, then you just go here -1, so it will reduce your 1 day, which is instead of 10 it's now 9 now. Okay, so yeah, you can calculate this thing also, or if you have any date, for example this date, so you just copy paste here and just minus this from this, so you'll get 190. So from 1st February 2025 to today it's 190 days gap. Okay, so this is the use of today and now. Okay, so I hope guys you have understood each and everything. If you have any questions, let me know in comment box. In next lecture we are going to explore about pivot tables and few more formulas. For example, XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP I am going to explain you in detail. Okay, so stay tuned for it. Also don't forget to subscribe this channel because we are going to publish more videos on data analytics full course. Okay, so see you in next lecture. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.